Someone killed my parents.
What's your name?
Xana.
Xana, do you live here?
Yes.
No.
That's the most difficult question I've ever been asked.
Happy Sunday. Can you guys hear me? I don't know. I haven't set this up in a while, so let me know if there's any technical issues. But this whole Charlie Kirk thing that's blown up on the internet, I think it's important to talk about the media coverage of it, because like other cases that I have covered, when the media has nothing, all of a sudden people go freaking wild with conspiracies and assumptions and, certain media places that, I don't know. I just think that people don't have a lot of discernment and they want it to be something that it is. So in the Idaho 4 case, people really wanted to blame the roommates and to blame the frats. And even though a mountain of evidence has come out since then, people still were committed to their original view of what happened. And I think that's happening in this case as well. And there's people that are willing to die on a hill that they know he was far left and he had like a trans roommate. And then there's also people on the other side of the lake. He is a groyper. He is a alt-right, and Charlie Kirk wasn't right enough for him. Now, we don't know anything. There's arguments on both sides that you could argue. The bullet casings, in my perspective, what was written on the bullets, I think, to me, that means that it's just a nihilistic, someone that's living online in the meme life. Politics, I don't think, otherwise they would have wrote a clearer message, I would think. But it just seems like it's chaos, like when you see a school shooter or, Brian Koberger in the Idaho 4 case, they wanted to do something and they did it, and they wanted to create chaos, and they wanted to watch the chaos unfold, and they wanted to see how investigators were going to figure it out. So it could just be that too. But there's just a lot going on that we just don't know about. And I have seen a lot of clips of Charlie Kirk, and I could see why people would get the impression like, oh, he's hateful, this and that. But in my opinion, his clips he's trying to argue and make people think critically. So a lot of times your assumption when you're arguing, and I got in trouble with this too, because a lot of people don't understand. So they want to take your words out of context and say, oh, you are saying that this is true. But no, that's how you argue. You take a fact that someone's trying to say. And I think that's what Charlie Kirk did. But like taken out of context, it can sound pretty bad. But I just don't think that someone would be harboring so much resentment to like go out and do anything about it. So I don't know. But let's take a look at this. Was on Megyn Kelly's show about a month ago. And I just find it interesting because his death was announced by Netanyahu and Trump at the same time. And there's just been a lot of very strange things going on here.
The people that are attacking me are in a hyper-paranoid state. I have text messages, Megyn, calling me an anti-Semite. I'm sorry, let's just take a step back here. I'm an American citizen. I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online.
They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith isn't allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse. My moral character is now being put into question, Megyn. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this.
You have to see it exactly as we see it and support everything, or you're against us.
I got text about you, Megyn, saying, why is Megyn doing the bidding of Hamas? I was like, what are you talking about? Megan's the best. On some part of the population, you can scold them into silence, right? But if I have any deviation of a purity test, any deviation whatsoever, such as hosting a focus group, right, Megan? With a bunch of our students that went viral, having Dave Smith or Tucker in my event, it is all of a sudden, oh, Charlie is he's no longer with us and all that. So wait a second, what do you mean, what does with us mean exactly, right? I'm an American, okay? Like, when the hostile reaction is that now Megan and Charlie are enemies?
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done.
It is very likely to be a trans Antifa Marxist shooter.
That is just not true.
We
don't know what this kid is.
We do know this kid was of the left.
He may have been part of that group for whom Charlie Kirk was not right-wing enough.
I mean, the Groypers, yes. I mean, so that would...
That you're sure he's not that?
I'm not sure that he's not that.
A minute ago you were sure what he was.
Hold on, Bill. Hold on. Okay, because I've been...
You were.
Ben Shapiro. T-pose on it. So if you don't know, we're here outside of Turning Point USA conference where Nick Fuentes was kicked out after trying to enter. And we also have Andy No here documenting, and we are running into Ben Shapiro apparently. Are you going to walk across and greet him?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if he'll greet me. Are we going to go over? Let's go over. Ben, it's great to see you. Why did you give a 45-minute speech about me at Stanford, and you won't even look at me?
Hey, he's with his kids.
Come on, I'm right here. Hey, let him cross, man. Let him cross. I know you're with your family, but I can't get to anywhere else. A 45-minute speech.
Charlie's voice is not silent. We're going to pick up that blood-stained microphone where Charlie left it.
Hey, come on. It's his family, man. It's his family. It's his family.
And to those who would intimidate, who would seek to stop us, who would seek to end free discussion, who believe that they have ownership over public spaces and can violently threaten and kill people who speak freely, we are not going to stop. And I have 2 words. Fuck you.
You're only repeating that because you're trying to make yourself sound important and you're not.
They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love.
I guess he's just like the Palestinians using human shields, right?
They should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. The movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it.
You liberal, progressive, deranged fucking animal.
I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now.
Oh, wow. So the internet has just been a wild place the past week. We've seen 2 graphic deaths, or most of it. The girl on the train was pretty shocking. And then the Charlie Kirk thing it's still shocking. Like, everything that's coming out since then has been shocking. The wife a day later standing on a branded lectern, and I mean, it was kind of a eulogy, but it was kind of like a threat. And then it was confusing as to who she's talking about, because they had already arrested the one person and she's saying the evildoers. So I don't know. So is she trying to, I think that, I don't know what happened, but there's just a lot of questions. And so I don't know what she's particularly doing. So, whatever that was, I feel like she's probably grieving and people put her up to it. But then we have her taking the pictures like with his corpse and stuff. It was like really, really weird. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And I don't understand how they already did an autopsy. They already looked to see which way the bullet went in and all that. Like, and he's already like in a casket. He's already has he's already embalmed, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. One of the main things that I've seen is that, and we'll talk about it when we look at this charging document. Let's see if I can pull it up. I don't know if I'm able to read on this. I'll have to look at my other screen. But if you guys can see it. So this is the probable cause affidavit. Oh, I actually can read it. I'm trying not to get kicked off, like it's saying like something looks sketchy. All right, so this is what they have charged him with so far. So aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, obstruction of justice, capital first-degree felony conduct. So this is probable cause for the arrest. Now, the charging document is going to have a lot more, well, it needs to have a lot more details. It has to have enough to, move forward with the charges. So this is preliminary, but there's a lot of weird stuff in here. So the following information was obtained by your affiant from police officers. Multiple video recordings posted on social media websites, Utah Valley University campus surveillance cameras, and those who witnessed the incident. On September 10th, 2025, Charles James Kirk was at the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, Utah, for a political event. Mr. Kirk is a conservative political activist who was scheduled to speak at an event in the courtyard area on the UVU campus. The courtyard area is to the west of the Losi Center building. According to video recordings, Charles was wearing a white t-shirt and dark pants sitting under a white canopy in a courtyard of the campus facing to the east. The event was attended by hundreds of individuals. Charles was surrounded by people with multiple individuals to his left, right, and rear. In front of the canopy. Behind the canopy was a walkway used for access to various parts of the university. Charles was holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. While speaking into the microphone, a loud gunshot was heard at approximately 12:23 hours, and Charles appeared to have been hit in the neck. Now, this is important because there was a lot of speculation that he was hit in the chest and it ricocheted and hit his neck. But here they're saying he was shot directly in the neck. The problem with that is, and there's a lot of experts online that will tell you, I am not an expert in ballistics, but that the exit wound would have been explosive. So if that was the entry wound, behind him would have been covered in stuff. It would have been a really big hole leaving his body, and we didn't really see that. Not to say that it wasn't there, but that's like one of the major speculations that people have, that if there was no mess behind him, the neck would have been the exit wound, right? Because the exit wound is always where the most damage occurs. So that's one of the tricky things. I was wondering what they were going to say, and I mean, they can always revise this, and they might have more information. But they're saying that he was shot in the side of the neck as he fell over to his left. He's also falling on the side where the shot was, which also suggests that the exit wound, the velocity would push you over to the left, not the opposite. So I don't know. Charles was transported to the regional hospital in Orem. Charles was pronounced deceased at the hospital. Investigators reviewed the Utah Valley University surveillance cameras. While reviewing the surveillance cameras, investigators observed an individual on the rooftop of the Losi Center building on the UVU campus at the time of the shooting. Hereafter, the unidentified individual will be referred to as suspect. Based on surveillance camera footage, suspect appears to be a white male with dark-colored hair, wearing a dark-colored hat, sunglasses, a long-sleeve black shirt with a picture of an American flag and an eagle printed on the shirt, dark-colored jeans, and white-gray shoes with white-colored shoelaces. The shoes appear to be consistent with Chuck Taylor Converse-style shoes. Suspect is also carrying a dark colored backpack on his back. Now, the Converse shoes, these are important. It's, this was an Idaho case. They're always finding imprints of Converse shoes. I guess they're super popular for college students, so I don't know how relevant it is here, but they do find an imprint of a Converse later. But I feel like every single case they're finding an imprint of a Converse, so I just don't know if it really means anything. Suspect walks with a distinctive gait. Prior to the shooting, suspect appears to walk with a stiff right leg and at a relatively slow pace. Now, this is important because how orchestrated, if this is the same suspect that they're seeing in all these cameras, how organized was he to think of this? I'm going to walk with a limp so that they don't tie me to the person that's running and jumping up buildings. I don't know. So prior to the shooting, suspect appears to walk with a stiff right leg and at a relatively slow pace. Suspect's ability to bend his right leg appears to be restricted. And so I guess they're suggesting that the firearm might have been in his pant leg. Investigators were able to track suspect's movements on the UVU campus starting at approximately 11:50 hours on 9/10/25. At approximately 11:50 hours, a UVU surveillance camera first captured a suspect walking across a grassy area north of Campus Drive at approximately 800 West. Suspect walked south through the parking lot and approached a pedestrian tunnel that runs underneath Campus Drive. Before entering that tunnel, suspect paused at the top of the stairs and pulled out what appears to be a cell phone from his right pocket using his right hand at approximately 11:53 hours. Now, this will be important. So they should be able to find whatever he did at 11:53 hours on his phone, whether it was check a message or whatever. They should be able to tie that to the video, tie him to this suspect. And then it says suspect eventually put what appeared to be a cell phone back in his right pants pocket using his right hand. Surveillance captured suspect making his way towards the Losi Center at approximately 12:02 hours. Suspect was recorded walking on the north side of the Losi Center building, walking with the same gait as observed earlier. Suspect entered the Losi Center building through a set of doors on the southeast corner of the Losi Center building at approximately 12:15 hours. Suspect was observed walking up the... I gotta switch this document. Oh, no, this one. Uno minuto. I just think it's so... I don't know. Let's look at this one. All right. So at approximately At approximately 12:15 hours, suspect was observed walking up the stairs that led to the common area adjacent to the Losi Center building. Suspect walked to a short concrete wall that separates the common area from the rooftop of the Losi Center building. At approximately 12:17 hours, suspect climbed over the short wall and appeared to crouch down on the north side of the wall on the rooftop. Okay. 5 minutes passed. So he crouches down over a small wall, and then at 12:22, suspect stood up and started running across the rooftop. It's just strange. So he's running across the rooftop. The notable limp from previous surveillance was absent. So is this the same person? Like that's what I come to is, all right, I don't know, does this kid walk with a limp? Was the limp made up? Are they mixing two different people up? Because he did disappear for 5 minutes and all of a sudden they see him running across the building. And so they're associating him with that person. I don't know, it's strange. Let's see. So suspect ran to the west side of the rooftop and appeared to scoot along the rooftop area as he got closer to the edge of the rooftop. At approximately 12:22 hours, suspect laid down in a position consistent with a prone shooting position near the edge of the rooftop and appeared to be facing west in the direction of the courtyard area. The rooftop of the Losi Center building overlooks the courtyard area where the event featuring Charlie Kirk was taking place. The Losi Center building is east of the courtyard area. At approximately 12:23 hours, Charlie Kirk was shot. At approximately 12:23 hours, surveillance shows that suspect stood up suddenly from the edge of the rooftop and sprinted north on the rooftop of the Losi Center building. Suspect ran to the northeast corner of the Losi Center building and approached the edge of the rooftop. Suspect placed a dark-colored item on the rooftop and proceeded to lower himself off the rooftop. Suspect dropped off the rooftop onto the grass below. Suspect ran north near the parking lot to the east of the Losi Center. At approximately 12:24 hours, suspect ran north across the Campus Drive road. Suspect appeared to be carrying an item whose identity is not clear from the surveillance. Now, it does look like he's like carrying something. I don't know. It just doesn't look big enough to be a gun. But like, if you look at the timeline, Charlie was shot at 12:23, and this is a minute later. So he couldn't have taken the rifle apart that quick, I don't think. I mean, maybe. But then it's in like a little bag and he's throwing it off the building. Maybe. But the problem there is that when the rifle was found, it was put back together. So he put it back together to ditch it. I don't know. That's a question, an open question. I have no idea. I don't know if you guys have heard anything differently, but I think the rifle had the scope and everything on it. So it's like it was put together when they found it. The area to the north of Campus Drive Road where suspect crossed over consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser model 98.3006 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. But like the thing is, why not just leave the rifle on the roof though? You know they're going to find it in the bushes, right? I mean, investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notice this bulge. OWO, what's this?" So that was the bullet that was fired. And that is a reference to furries. I guess it's like meme culture. I don't really know. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, catch, up arrow, right arrow." And this is like a code, like a video game code to drop like a 500 kilogram bomb or something. And then another casing says, "Oh, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow, Chow." And then a third one says, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." All of those are like, to me, like it's like someone's trolling. Like that's what all of these inscriptions mean. Like I don't think any of them have any political meaning. Like these are troll type things. Like if you read this, you are gay. Like if you were going to make a political statement about hate towards the gay community, are you going to put that on the bullet? No. Like all of these seem like so childish, these inscriptions. Like it's someone that lives in meme culture on Reddit, and that's what I get from it. But I'm gonna go to the comments and ask you guys what you guys think, or I don't know. Investigators also discovered a shoe impression on the northeast corner rooftop edge of the Losi Center building. This shoe impression was located in the vicinity where a suspect climbed down the rooftop. The shoe impression is consistent with the shoe sole characteristics of a Converse Chuck Taylor shoe. On the evening of September 11, 2025, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend. And then the family friend contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. That's very important because the original reporting was that he confessed. But now there's like he either confessed or implied. Like it's very, very odd that it's written like this, because don't they know one way or the other what it was? Wasn't a confession, or did he imply it? Like how can it be or in this probable cause arrest affidavit? It doesn't seem right. So whatever statement that was, it seems like I don't think he confessed. They would say he confessed. You know, they're not going to say or he implied. The The information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at UVU. The information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. So dressed completely different. And it's weird that they're talking about the car at 8:29 a.m. They're not talking about the car leaving, though. I would assume if they saw him park and get out of the car, they also have him getting back in the car. But they don't, or they don't mention it here, which seems very, very strange. They also don't say that he had a backpack or anything. So when did he get the backpack? When did he get the weapon? A lot of questions, lots of questions. So he arrived at 8:29 that morning, totally different clothes. But then it says, when encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with the surveillance images. Now, I'm assuming since it's in this paragraph, they're talking about the surveillance images of him getting out of the Dodger, not the pictures of the suspect that went out around the world. So he still had the same clothes on, shorts and a t-shirt and whatever. So if he didn't change or didn't shower, like he would still have gunpowder residue, right? All these things should be in the charging document once they go through everything. They just haven't released anything, and everything. It's like such rumors spreading across the internet because typically they would have at least stated a few things that they know. But here in this probable cause affidavit, they're not even directly able to like link him, like if that is him arriving in the Dodge Charger, to the later suspect images, right? Or carrying anything or bringing anything to the scene. So then investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also stated. So the family member said that Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate, or Tyler said that? I mean, the sentence says the family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Okay. It sounds like it was like a mutual conversation, and the grandmother came out to expressly say that they're all MAGA. There is no left people in the family. So it sounds like they were having a discussion about Kirk. Like, I don't know what part of his rhetoric they didn't like. But maybe we'll find out. I feel like they would have asked those questions to the family member, and for whatever reason, they're trying to keep it vague. So they don't want us to know. I feel like if it fit the narrative that they want, they would have told us. So investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed the roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the message on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consist of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. So they're going to have a little bit more about the roommate, but I know the roommate is getting doxxed and attacked online. I don't understand why. It sounds like he was completely cooperative with investigators. It sounds like they are just romantic. Like, I don't see any evidence that they were in a romantic relationship. And like, just in general, people that go out and do these things typically are not in a relationship. You know, they're not happy. They're angry at the world, and they direct it at someone, something, or they're doing this for clout or whatever. But what I saw on, I think it was, I can't even remember who reported it, but there was some more details about the Discord messages, and I think that's what we're going to find out even more about in the next few days, because there's nothing here. There's nothing really, there's no smoking gun stuff. So the Discord messages that we know about, if the reporting is correct, basically when the picture came out, they were in a Discord chat with a bunch of their friends. They put the picture in the chat and they said, "Tyler, where are you at?" or something along those lines. And then Tyler was like, "Oh, I guess my doppelganger did it," laugh out loud. And then his friend was like, "They're offering $100,000. Do you think we can get it if we turn you in?" And Tyler said, "As long as I get a cut of it," or something like that. Those are the only messages that have been reported. I'm assuming there's more where they were following the investigation. Now, of course, everyone in the country was following this investigation. So it's going to be really important in their timeline to show when public information was made available, and if they're just commenting on what was publicly available in that chat, or if it was like an insider knowledge where he knew about the gun in the bushes or any of that other stuff before it was made public. I don't know. It does seem like they're all watching it closely and commenting on it. So maybe they had a cynical view of everything, but that kind of aligns with what was written on the bullets too, because those are a nihilistic, not taking things seriously type of view of the world. So to also be making sarcastic comments about the police, the FBI investigation, kind of falls in line with that. So I don't know. It's just very weird. And so the third page. Wasn't there messages where he asked the roommate to get the gun and he was watching the area? That's the one that I would expect is going to be in the probable cause affidavit. Because I'm not sure. And that's the one that I'm worried. I'm thinking like, were they just following the reporting from the investigators and commenting on it in that Discord? Or is it like exactly what we're thinking? Like he's like, "Oh, I have to go and pick up the gun at a drop point." I don't know. They could have just been analyzing the investigation too and being critical of it. Because I think, of course, especially in Utah, everyone was talking about this. Everyone in the country was talking about this. So I don't know. I just feel like if there was a real smoking gun in there, they would have said it. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. Let's see what this third page says. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope in the rifle being unique. So what I do know about one of the Discord messages that were released, they were talking about the trans stuff being on the bullets, and because that was the original reporting. And I think Tyler said something like, "Oh, well, someone in the FBI room might have just said that." Like, I don't know if that was really written on there. So, I mean, if it's that kind of speculation after the FBI had a press conference and then they're discussing what was said in that press conference, that's very different than, them actually like looking for the rifle. And like, would he be saying that in the group of, because I think there was like 20 people in this Discord chat. Would he be like saying that in the chat like that? I don't know. It just seems very weird. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. So, I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know. So I don't know if he was like, his friends could have been like, oh, was this you? And he's like, yeah, I just dashed in a bush and I changed outfits and blah, 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 blah. But like, when did he change outfits? I mean, when he parked the car at 8 a.m., he's wearing something different. When the cops come to talk to him the next day, he's wearing the same thing. But then there's this other suspect that does resemble him that's wearing all black. I don't know. So based on the evidence detailed in the statement, I believe that there is probable cause that Tyler Robinson committed the crimes of aggravated murder by shooting Charlie Kirk in a circumstance that put many around him at grave risk of death, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice for moving and hiding the rifle believed to be used in the shooting. So, I mean, everything is really hinging on what was said in those Discord messages, I believe. And what was said to that family member. It's very odd that, you know, they could be commenting on the case. They could have a sarcastic tone. And then the family member, it's the or statement when it says that family member, he could have implied or confessed to this family member. Like, what? How can it be either or? The family member obviously told the sheriff he confessed or he implied that he did it. Like, which one is it? So it just seems like they're keeping everything purposely vague because I don't even think they know. But I think there's, you know, I mean, I guess there is probable cause, but like what I expect to see is, you know, the cell phone matching up with him checking his phone. He must have got a notification at the time. His car, you know, his movements, and then, you know, those clothes, I'm assuming they found those clothes are his, the gun, like who bought the gun. I'm sure they should be able to track it back to somebody. But I don't know. There's just so many questions. I don't know what you guys think. We don't know where he was for the missing hours. I mean, if he's going to say he didn't even go there or he did, and I don't know. I don't know if the timeline even matches. Because where did he go? And like, why don't they have him going back to the car? Maybe they do. But I feel like if you think about the Luigi case, it kind of was like this too, where they had some surveillance that wasn't him that they thought was him, and so that could be what some of the confusion is. But yes, this is a big one. The president announced it before everyone else, and Netanyahu at the same exact time announced it. And like, why is Netanyahu even commenting on something that happens in the US? And why is it that important? So it just seems really weird. And then the whole, what is it called? The Groiper situation. Oh, this is a funny one. I mean, there were so many people that freaked out and started blaming people, which I just don't know. Oh, and this is the roommate's TikTok. So let's look at, like, to me, I'm like this. I don't think he's trans, like, at all. I just don't see it. So I'm thinking there could be a third roommate. I think he lived in a 3-bedroom house, so there could be another roommate, and this is one of the roommates. I don't know. But I don't see him. He doesn't sound
For Christmas, I got one of those cookie boxes, but here's the magic part. Watch this. There are actually cookies inside of here, and I've never seen that in my life.
I don't know. He just seems like too much of a normal kid, you know, this roommate, as well as, I mean, typically these people that do stuff like this are loners. They usually don't have roommates. They're usually socially separate from people besides online or living on an online life. But this kid, Tyler, seems like he had a life outside of online as well. And he had friends, and I did there is an interview with the neighbor alleging they were lovers. I mean, I wouldn't give any credence to that, just because, just think about the neighbors and like, you know, the Albert's neighbors that are saying, you remember that guy with one eyeglass? He's like, oh yeah, they definitely had Fight Club in the basement. And I just take, people want to insert themselves in these things. And there is a narrative that, there's two different narratives that like people want to believe. So yeah, I don't trust that neighbor interview at all. I really just thought it was, I don't know. I just can't imagine myself going on there and commenting that about someone. Like, how would you know? They're in Utah. They're not going to be kissing in public. Like, are you kidding? It didn't come across as solid evidence. Yeah, I don't. Anytime it's someone kind of inserting themselves, if it's not an official statement, or there's not, like, he had one friend from high school that came forward and then they retracted everything. There's been a lot of stuff where people have reported things and then retracted it. So I think that that's what we're going to see here. Oh, this is another weird, there's just so much weird stuff going on in this case. Like, this was like really sketchy.
I love you. I love you. I love you guys. I know. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. God bless you.
I mean, even like her giving that speech from the lectern, it did not come off as a grieving widow. It came off as like a commentator for a WWE match. And then to post the video with his corpse and all that, it's like they're trying so hard to prove that he's dead. Like, I don't know. Were we questioning that? I don't know. But then I see, you know, the rift that was happening on the right. Now, I don't want to like say like, oh, I think anything's a conspiracy. I don't. But, well, I think there's potential here because, you know, like a conspiracy like Karen Reed, like no one gives a shit about someone getting a DUI. Like there's no need for a conspiracy, but there's motive for a conspiracy here. And the motive, there's a lot of different ones. So if it is what Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly were talking about, that the right, you know, because they were questioning certain things about Israel, that they were being seen as enemies within their group, within the right and the mainstream right. What Ben Shapiro came out and said that he's going to take over his blood-soaked microphone and he's going to be at the universities instead. And Ben Shapiro is Jewish and he is 100% behind Israel. So, I mean, if that, I mean, and the way that they're like, oh, the business is going to continue, the Turning Point USA, whatever, it's going to continue. And they were like, she kept talking about that. I'm like, your husband just died. And she kept talking about that. Like, it will never die. We're going to keep it going. I don't know. It just seems so weird. It's so weird. It's like they wanted to maintain the power of that group over young men, but they wanted somebody else to lead it that, you know, would follow the rules and not question Israel ever. I don't know. So that's one conspiracy. Another one is the Groypers. So the Groypers are, the evidence of the Groypers would be this. So Pepe the Frog is like the Groypers. I don't know. I guess he was like the meme or something. And some of the inscriptions that were on the bullets were Groyper anthems, like the Bella Chow 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 Chow. I guess that's part of like a Spotify playlist for the Groypers. I don't even know if the Groypers are a thing anymore. What I showed at the beginning where Nick Fuentes was confronting Ben Shapiro, that was in 2019. And Nick Fuentes hates Charlie Kirk. They have the two groups of young men. But Nick Fuentes is more, he's anti-Semitic. He is deplatformed. He is a lot more overtly like an incel. So it could be from that, but from my perspective, the Groypers, like Charlie Kirk, Nick Fuentes, like I don't see them as wanting to be violent towards each other. I feel like it was like an internet battle, or like they're gonna confront each other, and then like left-wing people, like getting in line. I was watching a live where someone was standing in line waiting to debate him and debate with him. And so to me, it's either someone did this to like for a specific outcome, or knew that something like this would be like a big hit and cause all kinds of chaos. I have no idea. But oh, this is actually funny. So this was South Park's, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but this was South Park's summary of Erica Kirk's speech, I guess.
Jesus for everything except those fucking Daddy Trump!
I mean, I guess that sums it up. I mean, she was coming off pretty aggressive, and I don't know who the evildoers are. Like, who are the evildoers? We don't know. Tell us so that we know. And then she's talking about his faith. The problem is, like, the kid was already arrested at that point when she made that speech. So for her to say that he was killed because of his faith, he was killed by a kid that grew up in a Mormon conservative household. So, and he didn't have a problem with his family members. So obviously that's not the reason he was killed. So for her to say that, it's, she's trying to like drum up something. Like they're going to use her to drum up something. Like that's what it appears anyway. Because I don't think she did that on her own. I think people said, this is what you should do. I don't know if that was the right choice, but then she's choosing to take pictures with his corpse and put it on Instagram. And I don't know. It just does not seem right. And, the first person you're always supposed to rule out is the wife. I don't know. Was she there at the time? I thought that I heard that, her and the kids were there, but then I saw something else where she wasn't. I mean, I think, yes, people grow up in conservative households and they can become leftists, but it's not like he adopted all leftist values because he still liked guns. He has a ton of pictures with guns. Yeah, the Mormon church is very rigid. Many kids rebel. I mean, the Mormon corridor in general, if you look at, I can't even think. I'm not going to say it right, so I probably shouldn't say it. But there is a correlation between the Mormon corridor and I don't know if it's some kind of violence. I can't think of what it's called, like serial killers. I don't even know, but some kind of like violence in that Mormon corridor from Idaho, Utah down. There's a lot of like weird crime that happens there. It's not the same kind of crime that you have in cities. It's like more like diabolical type crime, I guess. And it might be because of how rigid people's beliefs are. So yeah, maybe he's rebelling. Maybe it's, who knows? I mean, I have dealt with, in 2016, the Bernie Bros, and they were wild. Like, I think that was the most vitriolic. That was the first time that I've seen real vitriol. And it wasn't even like, there was Trump supporters, because I was kind of like in the middle pretty much. And I was like, okay, Hillary probably does the best job, I wasn't feeling the whole Trump thing. I didn't like the Bernie Bros were just like off the wall, and I just didn't think it was realistic. But they were like so aggressive and crazy, and they voted for Trump. And so like it is like the far left and the far right have more in common than you would think. And I think in the Karen Reed case, that's what we saw, is that they banded together in that case too. where it's like the people that are rational and reasonable and thinking are the left and the right, but it's like the more, rational people can agree on things and can get to the truth. But it's like the far left and the far right, they're distraught. Like they don't like our systems. They don't believe anything. They don't believe in any of our systems. It's crazy. But what they want as an outcome is different. But they still want to tear everything down that we currently have. And they want to cause chaos. Not all, but like to some degree, yes, they do. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell we're really dealing with, because I could see it on both sides. I could see them pretending. Maybe they don't like him. They think he's not conservative enough and making it look like the left so that to cause trouble. I would see that more of a motivation than the left doing it. But I also can just see that this is probably just one of those kids that doesn't know the difference between reality and video games and thought it'd be cool and thought he could get away with it. And maybe that's all it is. I don't know. But I'm sure they're scrubbing through all of his, the roommate really was his lover. I mean, that's interesting because that's not a typical, I don't even think I can't even remember a time when there's been a shooter that's been in a relationship. Well, a mass shooter. I guess he was not a mass shooter technically. So like maybe the psychology is a little bit different. Yeah, the wife also, she did pageants, so she's trained in speaking, and it does seem like she's very politically motivated. It did seem sales pitchy. I didn't like it. It was too, I don't know, it was creepy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So he was in a relationship. He didn't tell the person he was in a relationship with that he was going to do this. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I do want to see what the facts are. And he was transitioning and highly cooperative. I mean, I have heard that. I just don't know what the actual source is because I've seen like that they're quoting like an FBI correspondent or whatever told them. And that's all I'm really getting. And I think it's the same statement that all of the outlets are kind of, maybe exaggerating a little more than what it was. I don't know. Tyler is not Tyler is not, they're saying he's not cooperating, but what they mean is he's not confessing. So I don't know if he's just not saying anything, which maybe that's what they mean, but it could just be that he's not saying what they want him to say and they'll call that not cooperating. But I don't know. He probably got an attorney. But all right, so I don't think he should be talking to police. I mean, no attorney is going to be like, oh yeah, just tell them what you did. Like if you think about Karen Reed, the biggest trouble that people get into is like saying stuff in the beginning. So a year and a half later, she comes out with like, oh, we went in the house, right? Brian Kohlberger, same thing. A year and a half later, after they see all the evidence, then all of a sudden he's like, oh, he was looking at the stars. I mean, if he's truly innocent, why not speak? But his lawyer maybe, I don't know. Like if he was there, I think that's a problem for him. If he did go to the UVU campus and he's not hiding that, I mean, I don't know. It really depends because the lawyer might be like, well, if they can't even prove that you're there, then that's a better defense. Even though maybe the truth is that he was there and he didn't do it. But like the lawyer might see it as a stronger defense to say that he wasn't even there if they can't really even tie him to being present at 11 a.m. that morning. Because it is weird. It says like he parks his car at 8:29 a.m. But then it says he arrives on campus at 11:50 a.m. Like by foot, I guess. And he's limping. I don't know. I just can't imagine. Like, was there another case where someone's like limping? Like, is this supposed to be like the usual suspects? Like, I just can't imagine like a young kid thinking of that. But then being so careless to talk about it on a Discord with 20 different people in the group. It's strange. And I do think those original photos do kind of look like him, but then the ones that they enhanced don't look like him at all. So I don't know if those enhanced ones were like AI or something filling in gaps or what, but it looked like it did not look like him. I don't think it looked Asian. He looked Asian. And so like, I'm like, are those AI? Like, it's hard to tell what's even real anymore. And he was running with no limp. I mean, the whole thing about him almost immediately jumping off the roof and then like running across the field. It's crazy. It really is crazy. I don't know. I don't even know what to think. But oftentimes they do mix up people on CCTV. Like we saw it in the Luigi case where there was a bunch of people that they said were him in the beginning and then it wasn't. So we could be dealing with that but they really need to connect him to that same surveillance. Like if you think about the Brian Koberger case, that was a surveillance case too, where they tracked his car from his apartment, saw the white Elantra leaving, and then they camera to camera to camera. Like they pieced them all together within a certain timeline to show this is where he is, and then this is where he is, and his phone's moving. And so I would expect we see something like that. Maybe not all the details yet, but it's very vague what they have. I would say he probably did it. And I'm saying that just from the fact that innocent until proven guilty, but like his just being on Discord, the way that it's like memes written on the bullets, it just seems like this is this nihilistic kid that thought he could get away with it. Just like Brian Koberger thought he could get away with it. It's not really anything to do with the specific person. I mean, he didn't like Charlie Kirk and he's like, oh, this would be cool to take him out. I just don't think he had any real big political agenda there. I think he's, I guess just, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what he's mad about too, if we'll ever find out. Another neighbor is speaking out. I mean, I really do feel bad for his roommate or whatever, because he's getting, I had a video and I like took it down. I think I took it down on TikTok at least, because I'm like, this kid's getting so much hate. And people are even saying that they don't think that Tyler did it. They think that the trans roommate did it and he's covering for him. But that doesn't make sense either, because why would they be in the Discord talking about it? You know? And the roommate is the one that offered it up, unless he's like Wendy Adelson and he's framing him. I don't know. But it doesn't say that anyone else was in the car, the Dodge Charger. I don't know. But then his mom's Facebook is like crazy. Like, it's just funny. I mean, I just think from my perspective and my background, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with teaching your kids gun safety or whatever, but I just think glorifying it and having a ton of pictures with them with guns, it's weird. And then if something like this happens, everyone's like, oh my God, well, that's why. I'm not saying that is why, but I think that, you know, the culture of growing up in Boston, if, you know, you have a problem with someone, you're probably going to get in a fight like when you're a kid. I don't know if this still happens, but that was the culture that I was brought up in. And I always thought, like, when I moved to Florida, I'm like, well, here, people don't settle things that way. If you get into a physical fight with someone in Florida, one of those people most likely is going to be carrying, and it's going to end with someone dead. And like, so if you do grow up in the gun culture, it is like, you do have to kind of think like that. Whereas in Boston, it is like you can beat the shit out of people and you're not going to get your head blown off. Right. So it is almost like you have to, it's a totally different way of seeing the world. Because confrontations, if everyone does carry, end a certain way. It's whoever can get it done first sometimes. If you're wrestling around and both of you are carrying, what is going to happen? And that's the difference between, the different cultures in our country. I don't think that either side really understands the life of the other. People that grew up and everyone has guns, like people just don't even question it. And I'm not saying that that's not right, but I think that if I had guns when I was growing up, oh my God, things would have been bad. It's the radicalization, not the gun. I mean, I don't know. Is he radicalized? Like nothing that I saw, like those bullets, those are meme culture. So like, I don't know. He only went to college for one semester and it was at it's in Utah. Like it's a red state. Utah, even their public universities are pretty conservative. And he only went for one semester. So I don't know if he even, I think it's online. Like, I don't think it's from college. I know a lot of people were saying that, but I think being in those chat rooms with gamers and people like shooting up things, you're losing your like, you're losing touch with reality kind of, and living in a world, and the two worlds don't seem that different. I have heard more this afternoon. His roommate's family was afraid of him. Interesting. Oh, afraid of their own son, the transgender son. Oh, so that kid, if it is so what is the main kid's name? Tyler Robinson, right? And the other one is Twigs. Oh, Lance Twigs. That kid to me does not seem transgender. If that's the one, I don't know. Because it is a 3-bedroom house, so I'm wondering if there's a third roommate. The mess of giving people antidepressant, anti-othering hormones that are the opposite of gender. Well, we don't even know. Yeah, but that's the roommate, the one that's cooperating with police, not the shooter. So, I mean, that might be true. I don't know. I mean, I think people's minds are pretty messed up no matter what. I don't really meet too many people that have a normal thinking pattern, unless they're completely like, don't know what's going on in the world, which in some ways I'm like, is it better to be an idiot? Can we take that pill? It is like living in the Matrix. Like you either take the pill and you realize, you look at everything for what it is, or you just brush everything off and you don't really know about anything. He's been doing it for 2 years. I mean, so the thing is, I personally don't think it's a left-right thing. I think it's Reddit in general, and going down those rabbit holes of, because you're in an echo chamber no matter what. Like in a Reddit thread, like if you make a comment that what do they call it? I can't even think of what they call them. Threads or whatever. And people don't like it, you can get blocked from even commenting on that again. So it's such an echo chamber there that, if you're in the incel one, you're going to think women are bad. Women all hate us and they have no purpose and blah, 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 whatever they think. And on the left side, you can think like the Bernie bros, like all organizations are bad and they're all out to get us. But I think it's both sides. And I mean, the other shooter this week that shot up the school was far right. And I think most of the mass shooters, I mean, I was trying to get a chart off the internet, but they like won't give it to you. It's like secret. So the government knows what the commonalities are, but they don't really want us to know, it seems like, or they don't want us to know about these groups. Even like the Trump, whatever happened with that Trump shooter in Butler, Pennsylvania, like nothing ever came out about him. And, so like, did they find out that he was in some weird group? I have no idea. I could see on both sides. Tyler was on the FBI suspects list. The suspect list for what? For Trump's thing? For Butler? Or for just in general? I haven't seen anything new today. That was, I mean, I saw like one. Let me see if there's anything official today. USA Today. I don't know. USA Today is kind of trash. I don't know. I wonder if we'll find out something tomorrow. I mean, I think that they haven't given us an update at all, which is strange. So they're saying he's not cooperating, which could just mean he's just not talking, which I don't know. I think that in that situation, I don't know. Would you talk? I mean, if your lawyer is going to tell you not to talk, I guess you don't talk. Oh, I saw this. This is a rumor. This is another conspiracy. The Krasenstein brothers apparently are social media friends with the roommate. So anytime that any of these crimes ever happen, people do all kinds of stuff on the internet. You follow people and look at their profiles. So I think that's what that was. I think they put out a video about this, just saying that they, found his profile and followed him and looked through his videos. But like then there was like all these conspiracies saying that they were friends with him on social media, but they came out and said no. But this does happen a lot. Like in the Koberger case, people were making out fake Brian Koberger profiles and following all the victims, and everyone's like, look, there's evidence. And it was like a made up thing. Like people online mess with investigations so bad for doing stuff like that. They make comments, they pretend they're the killers. And it is weird. In this case, there were like 2 decoys. Like that one guy that was like saying, I did it and I'll do it again. Like what? And then they questioned him and like let him go. But it's like, what? And then there's a rumor, which I don't know if it's true, that he also was at like the 9/11 and gave like said similar things that were wrong. But like, I don't know if that's true. But if it is, it doesn't make sense. Like to me, the whole scene that happened does, I don't know, just something doesn't seem right. Like just the way that everyone just seemed, I just didn't see, like you see the blood come out of his neck, but I didn't see any blood behind him. It didn't look like blood was dripping on the ground when they were carrying him away. I don't know. And then he was in a tent. And so like, do we even have a video from that roof looking down into that tent to see if you can even see him? That's true too. We don't know anything about Charlie's family. No siblings apparently. And where's mom and dad? Why was the tent taken down by staff and not kept as a crime scene? I did feel like they were walking all over the place, like not treating it like a crime scene at all. And then he's embalmed within 2 days. Like they didn't do an autopsy, and she's like all over him and like doing all these posts, and it just seems like branding. Like she's launching her new business and now she's the CEO. Like that's what it came off as. And I don't know. But it's interesting. I do feel like I'm keeping my mind open, but I don't know, just the way that the bullets have like meme references. I just feel like it's an idiot kid that got carried away online and doesn't live in reality, lives on video games. That's what that says to me, because none of those statements are like a clear motive. They all seem like they just didn't take anything seriously. They're putting memes on bullets and then shooting someone with them. It doesn't make any sense. And then why were there so many bullets? Like, were there other targets? Like, he just shot and then ran. And I honestly don't, like, when he's limping and then he's not limping and then he can jump off the side of a building. And I just think you would be injured from jumping off a building that high, unless you really know how to do it. And like, that's like tactical training. I don't know if this kid has had tactical training, but it looked like a military person. Like, that's what my initial thought was. I was like, that's someone that's trained military. He shot, jumped off the building and ran into the bushes. Like, they'll never find him. But then this photo comes up. So I don't know. He just, if he is a chronically online person, like that person that ran and jumped off the roof was very athletic. Like, I feel like my ankles and like, even like with the weapon, if it was in his pants at that point, there's no way it was in his pants. I think it was kind of loose, but I don't really see it. Like, it doesn't look big enough. He definitely has something, but it doesn't look like it's a rifle with a scope on it. Like, it looks smaller. So it's weird. So maybe he got up on the roof, changed. I don't know. We are old. But still, I don't know. I just think, how do you even know if you can jump off that? He must have gone there before and like, he didn't even. So if they think it's him that arrived at 11:50 and then he's shooting by 12:23, it's almost like he ducked down. Like, he got up there, they saw him duck down over a wall, and then all of a sudden he jumps up, has no limp, and he's running across, lays down on the top, and within a minute shoots, and then within another minute he's jumping off the roof. I don't know. I don't know. I just think if it's a kid by himself, he would have been scoping it out for a while. I think he would have had to get the courage up. It's just surprising that he did it right at the beginning, pretty much. And was ready to like run like that. And I don't know. So next time, I guess, tomorrow we might hear something from somebody. I'm trying to see if there's anything. I feel like there was some comments this morning, I think, by the governor on some show, and I don't think he really said anything new. The clothes change. I mean, the clothes changes, that's the part that gets me the most, because I don't see how they're linking it back to him, except that he resembles the image, the first image. He doesn't resemble the later images, I don't think. But that image is just so not even good. Like, I can't tell if that's really him. Like, it does resemble him, but I don't know. I just think that they need to show movement from the car to him walking up the stairs dressed like that. Yeah, it's so weird. I do want to like look at one of those pictures and just see. There was another kid that was a Democratic Socialist of America or something that a lot of people online were trying to say it was him, but it wasn't. I think it's this picture. Like, this does not look like him. Let me see if I can download it or share my screen. How do I do it? I don't know what AVIF file is. Ugh. No. All right, I'm just gonna, I don't know. It's going to be too small, though, I think. I mean, I really don't see it here in this. I don't see him in this picture at all. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know how big it's going to be on the screen because this is image file, share screen. So in this image, I don't think this looks like him at all. Like, I don't think that looks like his hair at all. That looks like someone like not like, I don't know, like Asian. Like, he looks healthier than like white skin and his hair. Like, Asians have very good skin and hair, like thick hair. And that's what this looks like to me. And Tyler does not look like that. But I think he did get out of the car with, well, it didn't say it was the same hat, but it did say it was like a black hat with a white logo on it or something. I wonder if it's that same hat. Okay, so there he is. Here's another one. I guess there it does kind of look like him, maybe a little. Maybe. I don't know. That picture's just so bad. It's hard to even tell. Could be. Like, these pictures are so... I don't know how anyone identified him from this picture. I don't think that clearer pictures are better either. But those sunglasses do look like the same sunglasses. I just think... I guess he does have that kind of the same ears and stuff. But like his hair just... In those like enhanced images, I don't think his hair looks like that. I mean, he does always have those sunglasses, and it does look like those kind. I don't know why it keeps showing me that lawnmower. I don't even know what I'm getting into now. Oh, what is this one saying? It could be him, I guess. It does look like him, I guess. I wonder if he has a limp in real life. I mean, I definitely can see them. I mean, I think they need more evidence, but I can definitely see why they would think it's him. Like this picture especially. And those sunglasses. And maybe it is him, but like the fact that then he's limping in one and then he's running across with no limp. It's just weird. I don't even know if I trust those enhanced images either, because it does seem like AI or something. Because you know how AI, like if you try to like animate a picture with AI, all of a sudden it looks like a completely different person. Like that's what it kind of looks like to me. Like his profile, I feel like his profile is pretty unique. There's just not good pictures. This is just, I don't know. Why did they stop it here? Like there must have been a better one. Like this is a video. Why would they stop it when he's looking away and not even a profile? Like all I'm looking at is ear. I think he does have ears like that though. I don't know who that is. Well, that looks like the kid too, actually. That's not him though. I don't know what it's showing me now. It went AWOL. I don't know. We need more pictures. They need more surveillance. It's just so strange that the surveillance that they gave us, because it must be a continuous video of him walking up the stairs, right? But why why would they show us the stills of when he's not even like looking at the camera? Like if he got that close to the camera, like there's definitely him walking up the stairs. There's definitely a big, good face shot, right? But they're choosing us to show when he's like looking away. Like it just seems off. I really want to see the surveillance of him getting out of the car too. He had shorts on and a t-shirt. Like, all right, so this is like the original images. I think they're terrible. I really don't think you can see shit. It could be him. I think, yeah, you can see that it could be him. But then like this one, I don't know. Then on Discord, why take pics, not the whole computer? Right. Like, why wouldn't you get a download of the phone? I mean, they might have just taken pics for now so that. What the hell is this? Oh, why is the internet so stupid? That is definitely not the kid. It does look similar though. Like it could be this guy. I don't know what the hell this is. Are they switching out the suspect for us now? Like what? Ollie. What's this one? I have seen a bunch of like fake ones. And I thought he looked older. It's because they're trying to enhance it because it's such a bad quality video. But like this one, it's like, why? Why would you get that still? And then this one. It's like, why stop it there? Why not stop when he's walking up the stairs? I don't know. It reminds me a lot of the Luigi Mangione thing because that one, people were like, it's not the same guy because there was some that looked so different. Like, all right, so like those are the shoes. I think when he was getting out of the car, I think they did describe these same shoes. I think they did say gray shoes, white shoelaces, but he had shorts on and a maroon shirt, or a t-shirt. They didn't say anything about a backpack. They didn't say about him carrying anything. I don't think there is a clear shot of his face. We should be able to tell in the mugshot, shouldn't we? Oh, I guess no. Normally there's like a height thing, but they don't have it. I mean, if they have that mouth, I think he's screwed. Because that's it's almost like he has a hair lip or something. Like he had a repaired hair lip. I don't know. Walking. I want to see where. Remember there was a video of him walking slowly. I think it's probably this one. Oh, come on. When do I have to go to the site? I don't even know what I'm going to. I don't want to listen to the article. I want to see him walking weird. Because I found that strange. Oh, wait. Oh, this is when he had the red shirt on. I haven't seen this before. So that's the maroon shirt. Oh, he does have a backpack, it looks like. I want to see these. Video. 21 hours ago. How did I miss? Oh, God. It doesn't want to show us. It really doesn't. This is big government. Is that the Dodge Charger? That was running. Where is he? Oh, so that was the Dodge Charger, and then this is him walking. He's not limping. And he does have it's a blue backpack. Like, what is going on? What? I wasn't expecting. I didn't even see this video. I don't know. Have you guys seen this video? Fox News just showed someone wearing the same clothes as the accused being arrested outside a memorial. Who's this guy? So I have never seen that maroon shirt one. So I guess that's the Dodge Charger. He parked in some neighborhood, but it's like he's not limping. Where's the one where he's limping? It is a different backpack, though. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. Wasn't he in a neighborhood too when he was limping? So maybe image limping. Oh, TMZ. The most unreliable thing ever. The individual arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m. So this is like, so they see him in the red at 8 a.m. So where did he go for those hours? And then he's back in the neighborhood again, arriving at campus at 11:52, dressed completely differently with a different backpack. What is this one? So that's the wooded area. That's where they found the rifle, I think. I just, like, he's back in that tent and he's way up on a roof. Would he even be able to get a clear shot from the roof? I mean, I don't know. This whole thing is strange. Like, you never normally catch someone based on, like, oh, this is where he's going to be limping. That's when he arrived on campus. So he's kind of walking with a limp. And he's acting weird. Like he's crossing the street like that. It's not the same backpack. I don't think I've seen this one either. Wait, is that him? No. I think they're trying to show us something here. Like he's going to come out from behind those bushes or something. I don't see him. I missed it, I think. Oh. I don't know. He looked like he was still all dressed in black. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the video of him casing the area before, I guess that's when he was in shorts and the maroon shirt. He come out running and in shorts. Oh, is he in shorts? I didn't notice that. Let's see. Oh, crap. What did I do? I don't want to see you, lady. Crap, where did I get that? The plot is thickening. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be... I just don't know where people are coming up with this stuff. Like, at 22 years old, I would never even be thinking about doing something like this. Like, ever. It's so strange to me. Like, the last thing on my mind would be I didn't even care about political things when I was that young at all. So it does seem like, I don't know, like Brian Kohlberger and, okay, so here he is. That's when he arrives, and then so he's coming through the woods. And then we're going to see him again. I can't tell if he's in shorts, though. I know someone said that. Is he in the maroon? I mean, if he's in the maroon shirt, is he? Oh, like he does look like maybe he is in shorts. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's fucked. I can't even tell that that's him, though. Like, that could just be a kid that's running from, you know, the shooting. Like, I can't tell shit. Yeah, I can't see shit there. Like, I can't tell if that's... Unless they can enhance it somehow. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that if you were on a jury, would you be like, yep, that's him? Like, that's it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he does change in the shorts. I mean, that, I just feel like you can't really see it that clear. I think a jury would be like, I mean, a jury couldn't see that Karen Reed's taillight was smashed out before she called anyone that morning. That they're definitely not going to think, oh, that's definitely him, like that blurry, pixelated being. But it does look like maybe he did change. So maybe that's what it is. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next, but I'll be following this, and I will most likely, when the charging document comes out, I'll be going over that or any other significant things. I've been posting just short videos, but I'm going to start trying to get back into the whole live thing and figuring out my setup, because I think that nobody is really on this case, especially. And so the Idaho 4 was like that too, where it's like hard to actually get the real information. And I have no agenda except for the truth. So I want to continue to cover it, because I just have been seeing such like bad reporting on this where everyone wants it to fit their narrative, right? So people are saying he's a groyper and they know it and are doubling down and like willing to die on that hill. People are saying he's like, I don't know, part of Antifa, and I don't know. I don't know if it's any of that. I think it's just that he's a messed up kid that plays video games, and he wanted to see if he could get away with it. He thought he could. But we shall see. We shall see. I don't know, guys. But I'll be back online soon as when new information comes out. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. I don't know what my end stream is going to be. It's probably going to be.
Attorneys say that if she hit him, she did not realize it.
There's zero chance this was an accident.
Dad, I think I struck something.
I didn't do anything wrong. Karen said that she remembered leaving him at Waterfall.
Karen, we saw you outside of my sister's.
There was another
car that I hadn't recognized before. It was a dark SUV.
I've noticed a male and a female in the car.
Did anybody see anything? What happened? And there was one individual that replied several times, I hit him, I hit him.
I hit him, I hit him, I hit him.
I hit him, I hit him. Oh my God, I hit him.
It was several times.
Did you hit him with your hand? Did you kick him? What happened? She just repeated the phrase over and over again, I hit him, I hit him.
Just, I remember, all right, backing up and hitting something.
She kept saying, this is all my fault, this is my fault, I did this.
I said I hit him. It was preceded by a did and proceeded by a question mark.
About to go on trial for murder. Why are you smiling? Your boyfriend is dead.
I feel like I'm being so scrutinized. Like, did she blink 3 times or twice? And did she like smirk or look to the right or down and up and left or whatever? And like, it just feels so fake.
We're all in on the same joke, right?
I don't like envision myself having like the white picket fence bullshit.
I hope she did it, and I hope she gets away with it.
The defense claims that police framed Karen Reed. This juror agrees.
I believe there was conspiracy there.
I rather like explain everything else and like I did not hit John with my car. Like I can't make it sincere enough.
It's not a prosecution, it's a persecution of Karen Reed.
What is also clear from the federal grand jury is that this was an investigation which was initiated by the defendant and Mr. Yannetti.
A friend and colleague of Brian Alberts called me on February 2nd.
No, that's not true. That's not true. When I showed up, when I got to them, they're confused. Dave Yannetti's looking.
Well, I haven't talked to Dave Yannetti.
And he had a very distinctive voice, very gravelly voice.
If I knew anything firsthand, they would know about it.
I didn't know what he knew or didn't know. I didn't know how he knew it.
I saw your stuff. I followed you morning to night. And I'll tell you, yeah, I mean, believe me, I'll call you Clarence. If I learn anything firsthand, you're going to know about it too.
There's something else going on here, pointing to a potential other suspect.
Can I ask you, how did you know Colin Albert was in the house?
Who?
How did you know Colin Albert was in the house?
Probably through you. I don't even know Colin Albert.
Okay, you're aware that he was beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert.
Did you tell the attorneys that, or David Yannetti or whoever, when you didn't mention the name Colin Albert to them?
I didn't even know Colin Albert.
Okay.
That Brian Albert, his wife Nicole, his son Brian Jr., and Caitlin are not targets of the federal investigation, and I've been given permission to disclose that in open court.
Every bit of discovery that the federal government has from the state case was provided by Mr. Yannetti.
I don't even know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
We know who did it, Steve. We know. And we know who spearheaded this cover-up. You all know.
Of a massive cover-up.
I didn't think I hit him, but could I have clipped him? Could I have tagged him in the knee and incapacitated him? He didn't look mortally wounded as far as I could see.
Karen Reed is 1,000% guilty.
I said, John, can you just run in there and
There is a piece of me that wants this woman to get away with murder.
Which I assumed was going to be in moments. Or that he'd yell to me from the front door, Kay, and it pissed me off.
John, I hate you!
Because one, I didn't really want to be there. Two, I had to go to the bathroom. Soon thereafter, within Dennis probably 2 full minutes, I start calling him. So I kind of slow rolled it off the street, and I'm hoping that as I slowly edge my way down the street, he's going to say, "Wait, Karen, where are you going?" I was home within probably 7 minutes.
John, I'm here with your kids, and nobody knows what the you are, you pervert.
I called him just over 50 times.
50 times?
Yep.